Warning, this episode of Rank Masters contains explicit content and discussion of adult themes, including sex and pornography. It is not suitable for all audiences, and listener discretion is advised. No sexually explicit imagery will be included in the video version of this episode, but the conversations do get rather explicit and may make some listeners uncomfortable. If you are sensitive to this type of content or are under the age of 18, we recommend skipping this episode. Thank you for listening.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Rank Masters.
Woo!
My name is Trace.
Trace? You're number 3. You are 3. That's your name now. Trace.
Yes. My name is Trace, and I'm here with an abomination upon God.
This is quite true. So for those of you not watching the video, what's happening on the video is I'm wearing my fursuit. So normally I introduce myself as Seth, because that is in fact my name, but this time I'm going to introduce myself as Jam, because that's his fursuit's name. Hi!
What's beautiful is while you were doing that, there was like some fur that floated in front of the camera screen. So that's that's just a little extra shedding for the people on video.
I do shed often. I'm quite a hairy dog. Trace, you want to go ahead and explain why I'm in fursuit?
Yeah,
because this is a little weird for anyone who doesn't know us and know what's going on.
So we're furries, if you couldn't, if you could not tell. And this is actually our second try doing this because Windows hates fucking furries, apparently.
True. We got through the intro, and then my computer immediately blue screened, and I'm like, well, that corrupts the footage almost, it's unusable now. That was fun.
So we are a podcast.
Yeah.
We are the critics of internet lists.
True.
And we have decided that sometimes you must contribute to the ecosystem that you critique.
Yeah.
So today, we are going to start I about said annual, but I don't know what you call it. Every 10 episodes, we are going to make our own lists. And for this list, we are ranking the best furry characters in pop culture, pop media.
When I proposed this idea, I wanted to specify that's in pop culture because it would be really weird for us to rank like actual personas. If we just went out and said here's a bunch of popular furries, let's rank them. That feels weird. And uncomfortable. I wouldn't be comfortable doing that. But actual furries in popular media, like movies, TV shows, games, comics, if you have them, that seems much more on brand. So Trace, how did we do this? Or how are we doing this? Because we haven't done it yet.
First, we can do this by you taking off your fursuit head to one. Let you breathe.
What? I just put this on. You want me to take it off already?
Yeah,
because we
show
keep
the
smacking
people
the
your
mic?
pretty face. Well, yeah, you keep smacking the mic. You're a little muffled.
Fine.
God, it's like a breath of fresh air when you take it off, and the audio is just so much crisper.
Okay. Whoops, my headphone fell.
But no, so we have both compiled the lists. Each of us have compiled the lists.
We have. This is true.
And have not shown each other. And by the end of this, we are going to present our lists, and hopefully, no guarantees by the end, we will have the definitive top 10 ranking of Rank Masters for the top 10 best furry characters in pop media.
Heck yeah. By the way, I know you told me to take the head off because it kept bumping in the mic. I get that. I'm not taking the paws off. The paws are staying on. As long as my headphones stay in my ears, the paws are staying on my hands. If they fall out, I'll take them off to put them back in. But right now, we're pretty good.
That's why it's called a podcast.
Oh no, Trace, what have we done?
I'm sure like a billion other furries have made that joke. It's not even.
That's true. There's a lot of furry podcasts out there.
So if you've been a long-time listener now that our 10th episode and you're like, damn, these people were furries.
Pay attention, first of all. We've talked about furry stuff in the past. If you have the opportunity to watch us on video, like through Spotify or YouTube, our icons are furries. I mean, we've talked furry stuff. What was it, episode 2? We were talking about wanting to get railed by the Minotaur.
That's a normal human response. That's not
but the fact that it came that early. I mean, all I'm saying is we have discussed furry things in the past as tangents to previous lists.
I did tell you the story, and I want to tell it again because I think it's very relevant.
I like stories.
I went to go and hook up with a dude. I was actually in Chicago. I was there for Lollapalooza.
Oh, okay. Oh, I think you told me about this, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't know this story was about the same
He was
person.
the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Neat.
So I go to hook up with this dude because he's obscenely hot and I just, want to hook up.
Sometimes happens. I get it.
And I go over to his house and we do the thing. And by the end of it, we're just sitting there and relaxing. And I don't know how detailed this gets, but
this is your story.
I was curious and I was like, oh, so like, are you a furry too? And he's like, no. Are you a furry? And I'm like, yes. And I was shocked because, like, one, my icon, because we DM'd over Twitter, and I'm like, I am literally a blue-haired hyena dog on Twitter. How do you not catch that? How do you not see me retweeting a bunch of furry art constantly? And why are you following me if you are not also a furry?
Look, maybe he just like turned off retweets or something like that. He didn't realize you were retweeting furry art.
I actually got him to go to MFF with me.
Yo, that's hype. That's pretty cool.
And visited MFF while I was there, and it was pretty fun.
Nice.
But if you're like him and you didn't realize we're furries, and now you're gonna have to hear us talk about it for the next hour and some odd minutes.
I mean, you could just click away. You don't have to hear us talk about it, but you want to.
No, you have to.
If you've listened this far, you started this episode watching me in a fursuit. You saw the title of this episode talking about the hottest furries in popular media. Like, you know what you're getting into.
Oh, so this is definitively hottest.
Yes.
I was just going best.
No, I was going hottest.
Well, good, because for me also means hot, so...
Yeah, when I sent you this idea, I specifically said, yeah, we're going for the hottest furries, because I'm going to mark this episode as explicit when we post it.
Oh my god, all right.
It is.
If we're going explicit, baby, let's fucking...
I will note, despite it being marked as explicit, we're still not going to show anything. We're not going to show... I mean, I guess we could show pictures of the characters themselves, but we're not going to show porn or anything like that.
Show Incineroar's massive balls.
That reminds me, actually. Hold on.
Are you gonna send me Incineroar's massive balls?
No! A, first of all, Incineroar's not on my list. But B, I do have a custom stage in Smash Bros.
Oh, I have seen that stage.
It's just Incineroar's ass, and he's got a nice back sack.
Back sack. The creativity of man.
We played that at a tournament one time.
Beautiful. It
was fun. It was fun. Look, sometimes being horny is also being funny. There's a good overlap.
What's the thing that Smash players say all the time? It's like Final Destination, no items.
Fox only, no items, 4 stock, 8 minute. They're like, it's the melee rules. I get it. It's a meme.
So everything except Final Destination, it'll be just Incineroar's ass.
It's going to be Incineroar's ass. Yeah, that's just how it is.
All right.
Okay.
So let's get into this ranking. List? You brought more characters than I did.
I did. Okay, so we were each supposed to bring 5, and then we were going to put our list together and into like a single 10. But I came more prepared just in case we have less than 10 between the two of us.
Just to rub it in my face.
Well, no, With
your filthy little paws.
My filthy little paws. All right, so how do we actually want to go about this? Do we want to start at like the lowest? Do we want to start at the top, or like...
Let's start with the lowest. Let's go with the lowest that we have.
The lowest that we have. All right, well, I have 9. You have 5, right?
I have 5.
So you want me to just go 9 through 6 before we start on the actual top 5s?
You know what? To start off this episode, here's a segment that'll probably never come back. We have Seth's honorable mentions.
Seth's honorable what? I mean, this is going to come back in the future. I'm going to be prepared. I'm going to make more honorable. Now that I know this is a segment, I'm going to make this a segment, you know?
It's because you're over-prepared, so.
All right. Well, it might be surprising to hear that this is number 9, knowing me.
Okay, interesting.
You would think that this would be higher on the list, but I consider this honorable mention. I'm starting with Bowser from Mario Bros.
So, yeah, I mean... Bowser is
This was a hard list. This was a really hard list.
It was a hard list for me, too, and it's specifically because I wasn't just ranking on hottest.
Yeah.
Because if I was ranking on hottest, I think I'd make a little bit differently.
Okay.
We may get into that later.
Yeah.
But...
You can bring up whoever you want. Like, if it's not on your list, we'll discuss it. We're making a list eventually. That's the goal of this. So any new ideas pop up, go for it.
It's impossible to talk about Hot Bowser without talking about the like dildo maker that made like Bowser's dildo and then got DMCA'd by Nintendo.
Which means that is
officially Bowser's cock. Like canonically, this is what it looks like. So we have that information. It is out there.
It is very funny, and I love it. I don't know how to feel about it, but it's great. So yeah, Bowser was my number 9. I just think he's hot. You know, he's kind of got, especially the new iteration, like his older design where he looks more monstrous was a little weird to me. But ever since New Super Mario Bros, look, I know my Nintendo history. My whole channel's focused on like weird Nintendo shit. Okay.
No, I'm saying it's weird that you didn't like old monstrous Bowser, who is also hot in my eyes.
He is also hot, but he's not in my top list because I think ever since New Super Mario Bros, where they've started portraying him more as like a dad, I've liked that.
You're just into dads.
I like dad bod Bowser. I'm not usually into dads, but I like Bowser specifically. I don't know why.
Interesting.
You have any more comments on Bowser?
Great. I think Bowser's great.
He's a cool guy.
I love Jack Black's to play.
Something I'm surprised that it's that good.
I have loved the edits coming from the new movie of like that one scene. I don't even know what the scene is. I have literally not followed that movie announcement at all because I'm not interested.
That's fair.
But there's like Bowser. They're like always Bowser, but he's a little fatter. Bowser, but his cock and balls are out. Bowser, but he has like. It's literally the same.
It's the same joke every time, but it's so funny.
It's so good, and I love that. It makes me happy to see that when it comes up on my timeline. Is that what it's called?
What is it? YouTube or Twitter?
Twitter.
Okay, yeah, timeline. Yeah, I think Bowser's hot. I don't know what else to say. He's just, you know.
But only in our honorable mentions.
Only in honorable mentions. Speaking of more honorable mentions, I have Zoroark from Pokemon.
Zoroark, yeah. So this is another thing. I didn't include Pokemon.
What?
Because I was like, I really debated. I was like, does Pokemon count as a furry character or not?
Sometimes. I think sometimes Pokemon count as furries. Why was that sentence so hard for me?
I don't know. Because like I also thought of like including Bancho-Leomon from Digimon on my list.
Okay.
And I was like,
I'm familiar with that design.
Oh, it's like Leomon, but now he's wearing a cool coat.
Ooh. That is cool. I never watched Digimon growing up, so honestly my only exposure to like Digimon is fan art and porn.
Yeah, I mean,
I get it.
Where else are you gonna get it? But you have to. My favorite. This is gonna be controversial. This may be a controversial episode.
Don't say Incineroar. Actually, please do say Incineroar because we've already mentioned him.
No, I was gonna say I'm continuing with Bancho-Leomon. Okay. So I watched Digimon Frontiers, and that is my favorite Digimon series.
Okay, fair enough.
And that is like the most hated series by almost every other Digimon fan.
Why is that? As someone who's never watched Digimon, why?
They say the story's confusing. They say that it's like a little childish. They don't like the fact that
it's Digimon.
They don't
of course like it's childish.
They don't like that the humans transform into the Digimon.
What?
Yeah,
they do Mystery Dungeon?
That's their power. Like they have execute spirit evolution, and then they like strike the Digivolver, and then they turn into the Digimon. Okay, so it's more like Digimon TF than.
I want to watch this now. Hold on. You've convinced me. You've convinced me, Trace.
I really, really like the series, and it's sad that that's the least favorite one out of all the Digimon. Anyway, what's your next honorable mention?
Okay, so we start with Bowser and Zoroark. Next one.
Oh, we didn't even talk about Zoroark. I'm so sorry.
You just took it away. I mean, this is honorable mentions. We don't need to go into detail now. We can do detail later. It's fine.
I mean, Zoroark is cool. I think they're little. Wait, Zoroark is the like black furred one, right?
The black furred one with the red like highlights and all that jazz. There's also the Hisuian version, which I do think is also hot, but not as hot as the original.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I think they're both hot. They're just a little bit too.
They're too popular. They are very popular Pokemon.
Oh, not popular. I'm thinking like they're a little too like lithe, maybe.
Huh?
Like they're very
like ALIVE. Oh, lithe, LITHE. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I get it. You I thought you liked twinks.
I do like twinks, and we'll get into that later in my list. But this is different from a twink. Like, it's like really hunched over and like very like everything about it is like super thin. Except
that's fair. Yeah, Zoroark does have that Dr. Doofenshmirtz thing going on.
Doofenshmirtz?
Very skinny and hunched over. I mean, that is right, Doofenshmirtz to a T.
Bad posture and skinny.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't like it. Okay, your next honorable mention.
Next honorable mention, I have the Beast from Beauty and the Beast.
This had actually slipped my mind.
Yeah,
I forgot this existed.
I told you this was a hard list. I looked through, I had my list, and then I kept just searching for more, and that's why I have these honorable mentions, is because there was just so much that I could add to this list, and I'm like, I need to cut it somewhere.
The Beast, he's fine. He's not attractive as a human, so I think he should have just
stayed as the Beast. I agree, he should have stayed as the Beast.
Yeah, common thought. We're fine with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if there's much more to say about him. I think he probably had big, sweaty, hairy balls when he was a beast.
We were talking about the Minotaur earlier. He is everything that I like about the Minotaur, but with more fur. And less horns. Got there are fewer horns.
Paws.
He does have cute little paws. Paws are great.
Because he doesn't have hooves, does he? Why am I confused if the Beast has hooves or not?
Does he? I don't remember ever seeing I know his hands are paws. I don't remember ever seeing his feet. I think someone is going to tell us in the comments.
Beast feet picks win.
Oh, I'm sure they're out there. Yeah. Between how many sequels did the Beauty and the Beast get? Fucking like 3?
2.
Yeah.
It was like 2 in a holiday special, I think.
That makes sense. Yeah, I like the Beast. He's big, he's hairy, I'm sure he's a beast in bed.
I bet he's got titties.
Yeah. Shall we move on?
Yeah, go on to the next one.
So next is a character I've never actually heard their name pronounced, because I've never actually seen the media that they're from. I've only ever been exposed to this media when my brother was watching it on TV, and I was walking past. Have you ever heard of Yokai Watch?
Oh my god, yes, but I've never watched it either. This is not what I expected.
Look up Kyubi, I think is how it's pronounced. I don't know for sure. Kyubi.
So when you were talking, you walked past the couch and you got a little chub going on.
No, I'm like, that's an attractive design. I'll look him up later online. And that's what I did in my room privately.
So QB from Yokai Watch.
I think that's how it's pronounced. Again, I've never seen the media. I hope that's how it's pronounced. If it's not how it's pronounced, I'm going to get roasted in the comments. That's how it be.
I literally looked up QB from Yokai, and the first thing that pops up is literally big tits, big hips. It's not necessarily, it's softcore.
Oh, okay.
It's literally a PNG.
What?
That's the image that's on Wikipedia.
Yes. That is the character.
No, that's different.
I was so surprised to see this on TV that my brother was watching. And it was when he was a kid too.
The normal character doesn't have as big as tits as the thing that's popping up on Wikipedia for me right now. I think someone sabotaged. Can you? I'm gonna
take off the pause so I can look this up too, because I want to make
sure
look
it up.
We're talking about the same image. Hold on. I was really hoping I could just keep the. Are you looking at Wikipedia or Wiki Fandom?
I looked up QB Yokai.
Yeah,
and that's all I just looked up.
Here, I'm gonna
the first image on Google search.
I'm going to send you the picture that I found in Discord, and then you can confirm with me if that's the same picture.
That is not the same picture that I'm looking at. I'm going to send you the goddamn picture I am looking at, because
I'm scared.
This is hilarious.
Okay, you know what? For those of you watching at home, actually, you know what? We should probably just put up canon pictures of all the characters we're talking about on screen.
Probably.
I'm gonna do that. I'm going to remember to edit that, probably. Maybe.
But this is,
who knows?
Holy shit. I don't know.
What did you find?
I can't remember. I'm going to send it to you on Telegram, because I don't think I have Discord on my phone anymore.
Fine, I got to pull it up on my phone. Ew, having phones? That should be illegal. I hate phones. Oh, That's on Wikipedia?
That's on the... Okay, I'm going to also send you the link to the Wikipedia page.
Yeah, that is just straight up porn. That's not going on the YouTube video.
No, it's literally they gave it big tits and big hips.
No, this is the female one. The one I sent you is male. I forgot that there's two of them. Yeah, I know. This dude's a femboy.
No, I don't get. I'm like, but that titted woman cannot be in.
I think that's
the
canon.
Show, right?
I think that's also canon. I don't know for sure.
Can't be. I'm refusing.
Because again, I haven't watched the show.
I like this. I like this hot, character design a lot. This is hot.
Yeah.
This is a twink with good posture, so I'm happy again.
So again, remember, that was an honorable mention for my list.
This is a very hot character. Like, this reminds me of Renamon from Digimon. I keep on thinking of Digimon.
I think they're inspired by the same thing.
Like
Renamon's a Kitsune, right?
Yeah, I think they're both inspired by Kitsune.
And Yokai Watch came fairly long after Digimon and Pokemon did. So I think there's
kind of want to watch
Yokai
there. Watch now. Like, this has convinced me to watch Yokai Watch.
I don't remember much about it, but I think when my brother was watching, this character was like the main antagonist or something. So I'm like, this character gets a lot of screen time.
It's a bad boy too.
Yeah. All right. You know what?
Damn.
I have had the floor for the past 4 entries. I am now at number 5. And I think it's time that we turn the floor over to you to start getting work done on our lists. What is your... I should just keep the pause off because I might have to search up some of the people you mentioned because you are probably gonna have to search a lot of shows in anime that I do not know.
Yeah, well, I tried to keep it pretty popular because I didn't want to get too niche.
Who do you have as number 5?
At number 5 for me,
yes,
is Komamura from Bleach.
I don't even know how to spell that.
Komamura.
Mura.
Komamura. Komamura from Bleach. Senji Komamura.
That's pretty hot.
He's big.
He's big. Yeah.
He's big. This is my one gripe. This is why he's at number 5 for me.
What?
Is they make him a human in the 1,000-Year Blood War.
No!
And, I mean, he goes from being
with the Beast from Beauty and the Beast, so it's fine.
It's like they make him human, but then he turns into an actual wolf. Like just a full on 4 legs wolf.
Oh, okay. Neat.
Anyway, no, I hate the fact that they made it a human because he is hot. And it's also, it was so funny watching as a kid. Because like when they first introduced Komamura, he's wearing like a bucket thing on his head, like it's a helmet.
Yeah, I see that picture here too.
And they keep on saying like, oh, he's so ugly. That's why he wears that. It's like he's ugly and he's ashamed of the way he looks.
He's just a hot as fuck werewolf, huh?
And then the time like he takes it off, you're like, me as my child, I'm like, you know, like boing.
I don't like talking about being horny as a child, but yeah, there's that.
What the fuck do you mean? He's the ugly one. He is the hottest person on this entire lineup.
Yeah. My only gripe with him is just visually he looks old, and I don't know if that's true or if that's just the art style. Because I know a lot of anime art styles make characters look older than they like are supposed to be. But this looks like an old, like grumpy ass wolf. He's hot. There's a hot aesthetic for that. I get it.
He's not old.
He's not?
Like, okay. Technically compared to humans, he's like thousands of years old, but like,
oh god, I love
his
that,
character's like actual age is like, I want to say like 20s, 30s is what it seems like.
That's fair.
But yeah, no, he's also a really sweetie with like a really big heart. Like part of his character is the fact that he has like a really big heart and he cares for a lot of people.
We love werewolves that you can cuddle.
He's God, and he's big. Like,
yeah, he is.
I look at him and I'm like, I bet he would tower over me. And I just, for once in my life, I want to feel small.
I was gonna say, because you're tall as hell. You probably haven't had that experience.
Man. No.
And this wolf would do that to you. This wolf would absolutely do that to you.
He would treat me so right too.
Yeah, he would.
Like, he would like, you know, give me soft little kisses on the top of my head and tell me that I'm the love of his life, and he would pick flowers for me.
Oh, that's so
like,
sweet. I love that.
That's why I love Komamura. Like, it's not really, I do. Like, he was probably one of my first big furry crushes as a kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Fair enough. I mean, yeah, he's.
I don't know what else to say about Komamura. Like, Bleach fans,
I'm scrolling.
There's
through
a bunch
his
of us.
Gallery on the Bleach fandom page, and yeah, I get it. I understand. This guy's definitely been in the top 10. Probably.
Have you seen the human Komamura?
There is a button for that, and I don't want to look at it.
Yeah, huge downgrade.
I'll click the button. Yeah, big downgrade. Yeah, why'd they make him blonde?
Yeah, just bad. Why'd they make it? Wait a second, I'm blonde.
Yeah, but like that doesn't fit with this guy's design.
All right, whatever.
He should have had like brown hair.
He should have stayed a wolf.
He should have also. Yeah, I agree.
All right, give me your number 5.
Oh, okay. We're sticking with. Okay, so swapping from Trace's number 5 to my number 5, we had your first crush. Here's my first crush. This is a little embarrassing. Fucking Rogue the Bat from Sonic the Hedgehog. I was a kid. I liked Sonic X.
You were like, cleavage?
No, it was more just like she was sassy. She's like dommy.
She talked down to you, and that made you feel good.
Precisely. I am bi. I've
never heard.
Or as pan, I don't know what I am yet. I just like what I like. I've learned that, and I like Rogue.
I've never heard this deep Seth lore before. I didn't know that you liked Rogue the Bat.
She was legitimately, I think, my first fiction crush in general, and I don't know how that happened because I'd seen a lot of like characters before Rogue that I like now, but I didn't have a crush on them as a kid, and I did on Rogue. Maybe it was originally straight, and I just got turned gay.
What is it about Rogue?
I'm kidding.
The agenda got to you.
The agenda got to me.
What is it about Rogue that you enjoy?
So again, this my first exposure to her was from Sonic X. So that's the perspective I'm coming from here. Okay. I think her personification has been consistent since then. But she incredibly sassy, incredibly dommy. I mentioned these things already. She stole from the rich, and she didn't give to the poor. She's just like, yeah, this is for me now. I like this shit. I think she was the first character in any form of fiction that like wasn't treated as a villain, but also like still put themselves first. And I really like that like prioritization of self. And also just like the way she carried herself, the way she was animated. She's like, hell yeah, I'm a badass and I know it. And I'm like,
so it had nothing to do with the cleavage.
It didn't have anything to do with the cleavage. I'm actually not that into boobs. Like, despite being bi and liking women, boobs don't really do much for me. I don't know why.
Interesting.
They're just there. They're like,
so, like I
don't know how to
I'm someone who's attracted to
boobs.
Masculinity. I have no idea what the hell I am. I say I'm gay because I'm mostly attracted to masculinity, but there have been masculine women who have like really turned me on. And so all right, maybe it's just vibes that I'm attracted to. I don't know.
I think the way I've learned to describe it is I'm attracted to queerness. If you have the queer experience, you are hot to me. Like,
so is Rogue the Bat queer?
Rogue the Bat is a lesbian. That's just objectively. I think she hooks up with her human partner in Sonic X. Like, I think this is canon.
This is canon that she fucks.
She fucked her human partner who was a woman. I'm like, that's pretty badass. I like that. That's cool.
You know what? We stan a woman who knows what she wants.
We stan lesbian bats.
Women empower. I literally just came from a small.
I wasn't gonna stop you. You stopped yourself there, buddy.
The way
you literally just came. Trace, we're on camera.
The way you looked at me made me be like, "Oh fuck! What did I just say?" And then it hit. Okay.
All right, we need to recover here. We need to recover.
Okay.
Why is sex so funny? Why is talking about sex so goddamn funny? I love this.
It's a taboo. But anyway,
you're right.
I just came from a.
You need to stop using that word.
Woman empowerment thing. Like, it was literally just a bunch of small businesses ran by women.
That's good. Yeah.
And literally the entire time I kept on being like, we are women in business, we are women in STEM, and I'm like one of the only men there, and I just keep on saying it, and I felt a little bad when I left, but no, it was actually really good. I got some delicious kettle corn, and I bought a bundt cake.
Ooh, bundt cakes are great. Oh my god,
so good.
They're so underrated.
And Rogue the Bat would fit right in.
Yeah, I'm telling you, she would absolutely dominate a company.
She's a woman in STEM. She can dominate
me.
Oh my god. Little Dommy Rogue.
Yeah.
Okay. How do we feel about going on to my next?
Let's go on to number 4.
Coming in at number 4 for me, we have...
Stop using that word!
Coming in,
Stop
number 4.
Talking about coming!
This is what I want to do to my number 4. Which is Beerus from Dragon Ball Super.
Is that the purple guy? I've seen. Okay,
it's the purple Sphinx cat. The skinny one.
I'm like I've seen some purple guys from that show. Yeah. I looked him up. I know this guy. Yep.
What do you think of him? Because I don't think you've watched Dragon Ball at all, have you?
I haven't watched it, but I think I've seen like a clip of him. He's definitely a twink.
Yeah. He is very much a twink. So this is... I just finished Dragon Ball Super.
Nice.
Because I'm late, but I just didn't feel like I had the time, and now finally I was able to sit down and I watched through all of it in like 3 days.
Trying to catch up to old anime is hard. Like, there's so much. There's just so much.
Luckily, Dragon Ball Super only had 131 episodes.
That's a lot.
But I watched
3 days,
and it took me 3 days.
Yeah.
But the entire time I was like, Jesus Christ, Beerus is so hot. And it's
I'm
also like
pictures, yeah.
Part of it is his personality too. Like he is almost like your Rogue the Bat thing. Like
he's sassy, he's dominant, that kind of stuff.
He's very sassy. He's domineering. I don't know if I call him dominant.
You want to put him in his place. You want to dom break.
Yes. No. But literally, I was talking to one of my friends, and I was like, do you think Beerus would be a top or a bottom? And we both agreed bottom, and then I was like, but he would be like really greedy with it, like a greedy bottom.
Beerus is either a power bottom or a brat.
Like a brat, but really greedy with it.
Yeah!
Like, he literally has a butthole window in his pants.
He what?
Like, here, let me send you the picture, all right? Like he has a butthole window.
I don't see that on this Wikipedia page.
It doesn't like say, oh yeah, also check out Beerus's butthole window. But here, I sent you a screenshot from the show. Like you can see, like the hole for his pants isn't just for...
Oh, it's for his tail, but also his butt. Yeah,
but like
that's low.
it does not just like, it literally goes all the way down to like back sack territory. That is a butthole window.
Man, this is just prepping for a furry con. He's like, I'm ready to get railed right here, right now.
He is, like I said, he's greedy with it. Like he really is just like, like a very greedy bottom. And that's what I love about Beerus. And also just his arc of going from being like someone who literally destroys a planet on a whim to someone who's sitting in the stands congratulating all the people that he's become friends with.
Aw, okay, that's
like it was cute. Really cute, and like I really liked it. And he has a brother that's fatter and who is also like hot, but I hate his personality so much.
I'm gonna look up his brother.
It's Champa.
Oh,
Champa.
I see him. Yeah. He's not nearly as hot.
Oh, okay, but I mean, I think he's as hot, but
he's just they just drew a circle, and that's his body. Like, they didn't really do much shaping to him, did they? Whereas Beerus, you could see, like, the details on his skin. I get it.
I think you may have a bad screenshot. But,
it could be a bad screenshot, yeah.
But yeah, I like Champa, but his personality sucks. I hate Champa's personality so much.
Fair enough.
But Beerus is my little baby boy. I don't know. Like, I feel like we would go to a party together and he'd be hanging all over me and, like, be excited that like he was being seen with me.
Aww. That's like cute. That's actually really wholesome. I like
that. But not in a wholesome way. In a way that's like way. And to make me want to bang him.
I mean, you can be horny and wholesome at the same time.
No, you cannot. I vehemently disagree with that.
I can be horny and wholesome at the same time.
Whatever. Beerus, beautiful. I got so excited that I knocked my camera off its stand.
I noticed that, yeah. I also have a lot of headspace, but I have an excuse of having to put the fursuit. This guy's ears, just like, look how much space they take up in camera. Like,
yes.
Yeah. I wasn't going to put him on. I had to put him in front of me.
But there we go. Beerus. Excellent. Beautiful.
I mean, honestly, good picks. So I've liked both of your picks so far.
Good.
I think you're gonna like the rest of my. I mean, there's one you might not like. We'll discuss that when we get to it. But number 4, number 2 is for me. Number 2 is specifically for me. I know this character is not nearly as popular. I said we have 2 Pokemon. You just saying that you know what it is.
Probably.
But
I think I know you well enough to know who it is.
You know precisely who it is at this point. But we're saving it for the audience because number 4. If we're ready to move on from Beerus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm never ready to move on from Beerus, but we can go to the next one. Yes.
I understand. I also have characters I can't move on from. My number 4 is from Kung Fu Panda, actually. But it's not. It's not Po.
Okay.
It's Tai Lung. And I thought about putting Tigress there, too. Because they, like, strike the same chord for me. But Tai Lung in particular, I think, takes the cake.
Tell me more about Tai Lung. Why Tai Lung?
Have you not seen him?
I've seen him. I just want you to describe. We're in a podcast. We can't just say something. Describe it to me.
I know. Man is just. He is like an engine, if that makes sense. He's big. He is beefy. He can rip me to shreds, and that is what I want.
For me, personality is a lot when it comes to characters I find sexy. Tai Lung, I do not like his entitlement.
I thought
his entitlement, his greediness.
I don't like his entitlement outside of bed. I don't think I could see Tai Lung going on a date with me or anything like that. I don't think we could be boyfriends. But for a hookup?
Maybe it's the same reason why I like Beerus, because I'm like, Beerus would be commanding it. I like his personality as it relates to being in bed. Damn, possibly, this is a really explicit podcast episode.
I'm like, there's a marker on every audio channel. I can specify this is explicit. You know, we're not gonna get in trouble for this as long as we don't show anything. I promise. But like, man, I want this dude to rip my asshole apart.
Oh my god! That was not what I was expecting to hear.
What were you expecting to hear?
I've seen the fan art. I get it. But I don't know. Like, when I think of villains from the Kung Fu series, the Kung Fu Panda series,
yeah, I
think of the villain from the third movie. What's his name?
I don't know his name, and that's
the water buffalo.
That's the problem for me. I think he's an ox. He's something. He has a good design, but he was not memorable in the slightest in like terms of what he actually did or like his personality. Like I don't remember his personality at all. I just remember his design and that he turned everyone into emerald statues.
Yeah, I mean,
Shen was cool. I like Shen from the second one.
Shen was cool.
He kind of strikes that same twink energy that for me, but I don't think he's that hot.
No, he's not hot. He's definitely not hot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that ox dude, I think he is hot. And I remember, I think this is a scene that exists. Like, it really zooms in on his pecs and like it's sweating. And like, I can't remember if that was just my imagination going into overdrive or if that actually happened.
That, knowing DreamWorks, that probably did actually happen.
I thought that man,
they do.
I thought he was hot. I watched that movie in theaters, and I left that theater being like, damn, I can't wait to go check the fan art websites after this.
You were immediately on E621. Oh my god.
I was ready because like I was like, this man probably like they're probably gonna just draw him super hung. I'm ready. Like, he was hot to me. Tai Lung, I never felt any attraction to him, and I don't know why. Like, I
That's
literally
fair.
like I was like, yeah, he's a villain. I don't like his personality. Yeah, he could probably tear me in half, but I just don't like him.
That's fair. That's valid. You know what? Well, we'll do reorganizing of the total list once we get to that point. But
yeah,
he's on there.
Not a fan.
Not a fan. All right, shall we move on? What is your number 3, Trace?
Oh my goodness.
Is this another person I'm gonna have to look up?
Maybe. No, you're not gonna have to look this person up.
I'm gonna look it up anyway. Who is it?
This may be on your list, but we'll see. Coming in at number 3 for me.
Okay.
Is Death from Puss in Boots.
Only number 3.
Yeah, only number 3. Death from Puss in Boots.
Okay. I'm gonna say that yes, Death or Lobo, because he has 2 names. He is on my list. Can I spoil where he is on my list?
No, what we can do is, like, we say he's on his list, he's higher for you. We can move on. We can go to your number 3 and we'll talk about Death later.
We're gonna wait until we get to where he is?
Yeah, because obviously he's very high for us, but right now we can wait. I'm just gonna say the scene where he licks his lips after he scares Puss in Boots, it makes my nethers quiver.
I think that impacts me more than it impacts you for reasons and I'm not going to talk about to the audience.
It's so good. Oh
Actually,
my God. We can talk about
it's 4.
we can talk about it later. We can talk about that later.
We'll talk about that later. Yes. Hi. Okay, so we'll come. Okay, fine.
That should tell you how much I like my number 2 and number 1 by how much I like Death.
Yes,
I'm the character.
We got to be careful with that. We got to be very careful.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm curious to hear what your number 2 and number 1 are, because I know there's one character from BNA that you've posted in a group chat we're in, and I'm wondering. Do you want a
spoiler alert?
Is that on there?
That's not even on my list.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know who that was, so I didn't like know how to search him up for my list. But I'm like,
it was Shiro.
He would have been one of my honorable mentions.
Yeah, Shiro from BNA. Like, I think he's hot, and I love his character. He's my scrungly little twink boy, and I love that. His personality is very bland, though, so it's like, I think he gets too much hate in the furry fandom for being bland and forgettable. Most of that comes from the anime itself, but goddamn, I do love Shiro's design, and the fan art of Shiro is fucking amazing.
That's fair and valid.
He's my scrungly little twink boy, and he cries because he's emotional.
Aww.
And I want to give him little kisses, and I don't know, bang him in the alleyway.
So, we're talking about a character that's on neither of our lists.
It's not on the list, but I like him.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, a lot of furries like him. BNA was disappointing, but hey, I love Shiro.
I had no interest in watching BNA until I saw that character. Like when you sent that screenshot in the group chat, I'm like, if this is the design of characters in this show, I might be interested now.
I actually really like the art style in BNA. Brand new animal, in case people don't understand what we're talking about.
We keep summarizing it. But yeah, I'll discuss with you as to whether or not that's an anime you think is worth watching for me after this episode. Because this episode, we need to focus on our lists. We're the rank masters, damn it.
We're skipping over my number 3 because it's Death, so I think we have some time.
Yeah, well, we'll get back to number 1. Number 3, though, or my number 3.
Yeah.
You're probably familiar with this character, but in case you're not, it's Cass from Breath of the Wild.
Yes. They always draw him with some obscene cock and balls.
They do. I don't really like the fact that he's so like tied with Hyper. Like there's a lot of Hyper art.
Yeah, I don't like Hyper art.
I'm not into Hyper.
Man, we're really hitting a niche here.
We are. This episode's gonna either this episode is going to get a lot of clicks and a lot of horny furries in the comments, or ain't nobody gonna watch this and this is gonna get our podcast taken down. I don't know which yet, and we're gonna find out.
We'll figure it out.
But I like Cass because he's a very comforting presence in Breath of the Wild, which is a game that doesn't really have that. And he again, I like big, and he has some massive arms. And I don't know how much of that is just like feather. Like if you grabbed his arm, like how much of that would just shrink down to like a tiny little twig, or
it's like
actually a beefy arm. But
I mean, the way that they draw him on E621's got beefy arms.
He's got beefy arms. He looks like he would be a phenomenal hugger. And
I thought you were going to say a phenomenal top. Which, yes.
He could hug me while fucking me really well. And that's... What else am I supposed to say? This is the hottest furries in popular media.
The accordion, like his strength comes from the accordion.
He works out to play the accordion. That's exclusively it. He's like, I need to slam this accordion in. And also slam
Seth. Yeah.
I'm glad we're on the same wavelength there. All right.
I mean, I like Cass. I never played Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
I'm not a video game person. I probably won't. I probably won't ever play Breath of the Wild.
Knowing you and your taste in video games, like you like The Witcher.
I liked The Witcher, but that was that was a very unnatural thing for me to end up enjoying.
That's fair. I think you might enjoy Breath of the Wild. But
not anymore, because that was a game that I'd play for the lore, but I already know the lore because I've watched so many videos on it.
That's fair. Yeah.
So to me, like now, like I don't feel any desire to play it because I've already gotten the only thing that I'd get from playing it, and that's
are you going to try the sequel? Are you going to inspect that lore on your own once it comes out?
No, I'm probably going to watch videos.
That's fair. You should watch my live streams when they happen.
Yeah, maybe, but it's hard for me to watch Twitch.
I post them to YouTube too as VODs. I don't
right.
edit them, but still.
But yeah, no, I'm pretty sure Cass, like, definitely uncut.
Yeah.
Definitely slanging.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's a good choice. He's not on my list, obviously, but I'm pretty fine with him.
He's number 3 on my list. This was so hard because I don't know how to order this properly because they all hit like different niches for me, you know? Like,
but which niche makes you feel it?
I don't know. I think Cass the Beast and Bowser hit the same niche or similar niches to me, and of those 3, Cass is definitely the hottest. But like trying to compare him to QB or Rogue the Bat, like those are such different things for me, and like I don't know how to really do that. So I think number 3 is a good place for Cass for me personally. But we'll come together.
We'll get into it later. Like I can see that.
Yeah.
Cass. Yeah.
So I think you're number 2.
My number 2.
Yes.
So I chose this character mostly because this is probably one of my favorite animes to come out in recent times.
And man, I'm gonna have to look this up. All right.
I literally love this anime so much, and they haven't announced the 2nd season yet, and I'm devastated.
It's a 1-seasoner, huh?
Yeah, but the story doesn't like finish, so it doesn't feel as complete yet.
Okay, that's fair.
So I don't normally read a lot of manga, however the fuck you want to say it. I literally may start
I don't care.
reading manga for this. I mean, I had to read some of the 1000 Weird Blood War before I learned that they were making that an anime. Coming in at number 2 for me is Kaiman from Dorohedoro.
I'm going to type in Hymin.
No, Kaiman.
Oh, Kaiman. I thought you said Hyman.
No, not Hyman, like the fucking... like not the skin part of the vagina we're talking about. Kaiman, like a lizard, like a Kaiman lizard.
Yes, okay. Gotcha.
Caiman.
And then anime?
From Dorohedoro.
Dorohedoro. Oh. Hello.
Oh, you like him?
I just see what... Yeah. I do like him. He's kind of got crazy eyes. I don't really know how to feel about that. Is he actually
He's a little crazy. He's a little crazy. He's a little himbo.
Most of the pictures here are from the manga instead of the anime, and it's in black and white. And I think that's why I don't like manga, because I don't want to read black and white. I like color.
So let me tell you a little bit about Kaiman. So Kaiman's story is that like he used to be a human, but he can't remember anything. Like he has amnesia.
Gotcha.
And when he puts someone in his mouth, people are able to see another person that's inside of him. And so he's trying to figure out who that person is that's inside of him, inside of his mouth.
This character was written by a Vor fan, right? Right?
I don't know. I don't know.
Am I crazy?
There are a lot of gratuitous like ma shots, like.
Every picture I see of him is a ma shot.
Yeah. Well, because
there's a picture inside his mouth.
Yeah, that one's a pretty famous one.
How did I not know about this until now?
I have no idea. Dorohedoro is a great anime. It's very funny. It has it has a really dark kind of aesthetic, but it's really funny and really light, and the jokes always land, in my opinion. And like, he's just hot. Like, the one thing I hate the most about Kaiman is that only his head is covered in scales, and I wish his whole body was covered in scales.
Human skin?
The rest of it is just a human.
I wouldn't have known that because I've been scrolling for miles on Google, and I finally found the first picture of his hands. The first thing that's not just his face. Yeah. Oh, thank God. I'm like, this is all mall shots. This is all just vor for miles.
He is built. And also the women in this series are also built. Like, I think I'm attracted to most of the women in this series because, like I said, I'm attracted to masculinity.
Interesting.
All of these women are like masculine in some way, so I am spoiled for choice.
I'm going to check out this anime.
I can see you're flustered because Kaiman is just so hot.
I am flustered. This is on Netflix, right? I'm gonna download. Yeah, it's on Netflix. Right? I have a big road trip coming up, and I'm gonna download a few episodes for when I'm not driving.
Oh, really? Where are you going?
I'm going to a FurCon. Gee.
Really? Wow. So am I. Which one are you going to?
I'm actually going to I can't. I don't know how to make that a joke. I was gonna try and say FurCon different. Well, we're both going to TFF. And by the time this episode airs, TFF would have been like 3 weeks ago.
Maybe, I don't know.
I think there's an episode set to air while we're at TFF. Like the day we get there, an episode is supposed to air.
Yeah,
and I don't know which episode it is.
But anyway, yeah, we've been to TFF. We enjoyed it. Maybe by this point, Seth has enjoyed Dorohedoro, and he's like, "Oh man, I fucking love this." Actually,
if so, I'll tell you next week. You will hear about that in the next episode because we're not recording the next episode today. We gotta. No, the next episode's not going to be till after the con. The episode that goes up during the con is the Kansas episode. The Urban Legends from Kansas one. I saw the burger. We're talking about the Vor character. I'm a mess right now.
You're so flustered at Kaiman.
Can you blame me?
He's hot. And like, I love the art of him too. Like, even with his weird human skin.
Cool. I like it.
Oh, I was talking about fan art of him. Oh. Like fan art of him with big old balls and cock and
of course
naked.
Yeah, that scans.
Yeah. God, maybe we need to get off of Kaiman because like, he's just hot.
You realize we're just gonna keep getting hotter, right? Like,
yeah, but like,
this is the downside of starting at the bottom of our list is that things get more and more sexual as we go on.
But I love him. I bet he could. Like, no matter what we did together, I would enjoy it probably. He's also a himbo, which is very fun. Like, he has no brain cells.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no brain cells. Himbos. He's just so fucking adorable. I love him so much. Kaiman, beautiful.
I wish I could encapsulate himbo energy myself, but I can't.
We're too fucking smart.
I know. I shouldn't have gone to college. I should have
gone to college.
I would have met you still.
Aww. Yeah. That's very sweet.
Give
me your number two.
Let's move on. Number two. All right, number two. I alluded to this character earlier. I said there's another Pokemon on this list. Trace, tell me what my number two is.
If I get this wrong, I'm going to feel really bad. But
yes, you are. But
my
you're not
assumption
is
wrong. Gudra.
Yeah. I don't know if this shows up on camera, but there's a Gudra up there, and I wish it was a single because I couldn't. This was from my last FurCon, and it was Gudra.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
here, let me. No, I'm not going to grab it. I'm not.
You can grab it. I can vamp for a little bit. But
I want to be here when you vamp. I want to hear what you say, and I don't want to wait until we're editing. So. I like Gudra a lot. I think Gudra is the sexiest Pokemon of all time. And also, my favorite Pokemon of all time.
It's that dump truck ass.
It is the...
God.
Yeah.
See, I purposely didn't talk about Pokemon because I was like, does this count? Does this really count? And you're throwing Gudra at me.
I am throwing Gudra at you. What do you do?
I don't know. I guess get sticky. Like.
Yeah. Yep. Uh-huh.
I like Gudra. Like, Gudra is probably one of my favorite. What are they called? Semi-legendary. Why can't I think of the
mythicals
word?
Or pseudo-legendaries?
Pseudo-legendary.
Yes, yeah. Because I'm like, Gudra's not a mythical.
No, Gudra's probably my favorite pseudo-legendary, to be honest with you. And I think a lot of that is just because I associate it with you. And you've convinced me that I really like Gudra, and I also think it's cute. And then they gave it a big old shell, and like that was cute, but I think I like the original Gudra better.
I like the Hisuian Gudra. Like it's still Gudra.
You're
Gudra's
valid.
Cute. The shell doesn't like change much, but like it doesn't add anything. It doesn't make it feel better to me.
So valid. Like they literally just gave it a shell and they didn't change anything else. And I was like, I wish they would have just. I don't know. I like the Sliggoo shell one.
I do. That is cute. I do.
That
like
one's
that
better. That one's very cute.
If it went from Hisui and Sliggoo to regular Gudra, that would be perfect.
But as for hot, tell me the characters, because I do not look at Gudra at all and be like, sexy. So you are going to need to carry this. What do you see in Gudra that is sexy?
Small but thick thighs. I like how their body is low to the ground. I like they're a very round friend. Fucking enormous tail. Tall. I like being able to look up. Kind of you mentioned this earlier. You know, wanting to look up and get like planted sweet kisses on your forehead. I like. It's like
sometimes you want to be small.
Yeah, I get it. And like as 5'11", sometimes that happens to me. I get people who are taller than me. Not very often, but it's fine. I like goo.
Yeah,
that's a kink of mine.
I was waiting to see if you were going to bring it up.
Of course I am. I wouldn't have put Gudra on the list if I wasn't willing to talk about it.
That's why I was a little hesitant to say it because I'm like, is this like an embarrassing kink? Like,
no, I don't get embarrassed by anything. I wouldn't have brought this up as an episode idea if I wasn't if I was able to be embarrassed. This episode would have never come up in conversation.
If you weren't ready to talk about Gudra.
Yeah!
And it's goo.
Uh-huh.
So like, sex-wise, is Gudra a top or a bottom?
Sex-wise, I think Gudra is a switch. I think Gudra can absolutely throat fuck me with their tongue.
Oh my god.
And I also think that Gudra can take it like a champ.
Yeah, you know what? I think you're right. When I think of Gudra, I think of like soft bottom. So
yeah, I mean Gudra. I don't know. Gudra is everything. Gudra is great. I love Gudra.
And this is your number 2, and you're like,
my number
Gudra is
2.
everything.
And we've already talked.
So
about
I wonder what your number 1 is yet, but we won't get there. Because we're gonna talk about my number 1. Are you done with Gudra?
I'm done with Gudra. Well, I mean, I'll never be done.
You'll never be done with Gudra. I'll never be done with Beerus.
With Gudra.
Coming in at number 1.
This is probably someone I'm gonna have to look up, right?
No. You will not have to look this person up. And I'm surprised that it hasn't come up. My number 1. It's an odd choice. Hear me out.
I'm hearing.
My number 1 hottest furry character in pop culture right now.
Yeah.
Is Bandit Healer from Bluey.
Bandit is the dad.
Is the dad.
Right?
It's the dad.
Okay. I'm like, I didn't have to look it up, but I don't remember the parents' names for some reason.
It's Bandit and Chili.
Okay, right? Okay. Bandit's the dad.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Bandit's brothers are Stripe and Radley.
Interesting. They're both gremlins, apparently. Because those are both names of gremlins from the Gremlins movies.
What?
Yeah. I mean, Stripe is obvious. Stripe is like one of the main antagonists. But I think, what was the other name you said?
Radley?
Yeah, I think that was one of them. I think
interesting.
That was in Gremlins 2.
Interesting. But Bandit is the OG. Okay, and I get it.
Bandit's the OG.
So the reason I said this is a weird choice...
Physically,
and it's because he is literally a rectangle.
I was gonna say,
but he is the sexiest goddamn rectangle that has ever been drawn, ever. Okay,
I understand. I'm gonna be honest. When I first saw Art of Blue, I thought this was just Wah Wah Wubsy. I thought it was just the sequel to Wah Wah Wubsy.
No.
And then I saw like animation. I saw characterization, and that does so fucking much to these characters. Like, damn.
I'm attracted to personalities.
Yeah.
I don't know who I was talking with, but we were talking about like kinks, which you always do in the furry fandom for some reason. It always gets there.
Because the furry fandom is just much more accepting of kinks, and also there's a lot of them. You know.
And I was talking about how like normally my kinks aren't like hard like. You know, like someone's into vor or for some reason.
Wow, what a weird thing to bring up right now.
And my kinks are like situations that I enjoy. It's usually situational.
I get that, yeah.
And I think that also ties into the fact why I like personalities so much as well. And why personalities I'm attracted to. And maybe I have daddy issues too, alright? Don't blame me. Bandit Healer is fucking hot. And every fan art artist knows it. I've seen them. I've seen how they draw Bandit. Yeah. Also, the art between Bandit and the neighbor Lucky, like Lucky's dad.
I've seen that. Yeah.
So
I don't know why. I'm glad you specified Lucky's dad because I didn't know that was the character's name. And if you just said with Lucky, I was going to be like mixed up for a minute. But yeah, I don't know how artists are so good at turning rectangles hot. But goddamn,
because they stopped making him a rectangle. But like
true, a little true.
But he's so
he's a good design and more importantly a good personality, and that is what we want to see.
Maybe I'm so attracted to him is because I want that. Like I want to be Chili.
You want to be the
Chili,
wife.
Like the wife. I want to be his wife.
You already told me her name and I forgot it immediately.
I want to be the wife of Bandit Healer.
That's fair.
I want to work at the airport and come back to my beautiful husband playing with our 2 daughters, and me just to be able to look at him and be like, he's so good with the kids.
Aww.
And then I want him to rail me like there's no tomorrow.
What were we talking about? The overlap of wholesome and horny?
Yeah, you know what? That went from wholesome to too horny. Like there was, it was not the same thing. All right, I will die on the hill that
that's
horny things usually just are not wholesome, and when they are, they make me feel a little uncomfortable.
Okay, that's valid. That's fair. I get it.
Now that's not the same as casual horniness. Casual horniness and wholesome horniness is 2 different ideals.
Yeah, that's true. Casual horny is very different. I like casual horny is like platonic, you know?
Yeah, platonic horniness.
I get it. I feel that. Well,
so who's your number 1, Seth? I'm so curious.
I mean, you already know. It was your number 3, baby. We got Death from Puss in Boots.
Man, God.
And don't you dare call me a necrophiliac, because I'm not.
No, like
I'm not attracted to death. I'm attracted to death. There's a difference.
Death.
Death with a capital D.
So we were talking about the
talking about
where he licks his lips.
Yes.
And then starts whistling.
Maybe that's where I first started getting flustered. That
like
when
waterfall
you brought that up,
in the
that
pants.
One, yeah.
Like literally
that shot's all over Twitter.
It's so hot.
It is.
Everything like literally everything he does in that movie is sexual.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
Like, it's so weird to think of the scene where he puts coins in his eyes and does like that as sexual, but it is.
But it is.
It's horny.
Like, if I saw him doing that to me, I'm like, why are my pants off?
No, you know why your pants are off.
Well, we know why my pants would be off.
Know. It's just, why did they do that with that character?
Why did they make him so attractive?
They really did. And it blows my mind. It just I don't know how else to say about it. If you haven't seen Puss in Boots: The Last Wish yet, A, watch it, and B,
bring a washcloth.
Bring a washcloth.
Use it for whatever you think you need to use it for, but bring a washcloth.
I feel so bad for someone who needs to use it for crying second.
Oh my god.
Because honestly, there was a scene where I emotionally, not like horny, just like emotionally felt like, okay, I'm about to start crying now. I wasn't expecting that. It was the panic attack.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of, like, forget the fucking movie. We're talking about how hot death is.
We are.
That's what I care about right now.
Mm-hmm. And I just try to bring it back a little bit, all right?
The criticisms of the character.
There's criticisms of this movie?
Of the character.
I haven't seen. Oh, okay, fair.
The character design being like, oh, he's just a basic wolf.
He is a basic wolf, but again, personification.
Personality. Personification is a different thing. But,
I mean, he was personified as, okay, I know what you mean. Characterization is what I tried to say.
Yeah.
I realize now. It took me a minute. to realize what I said.
Sorry. It was kind of a little bit dickish for me to say it like that. But...
No, you're right. I deserve to be called out when I say things wrong, because if you don't call me out, people
You'll just keep
YouTube
using
comments
it.
will, and I will continue to keep using it. And if I use it on stream, Twitch chat's going to absolutely destroy me.
But yeah, no, everything about him is attractive.
It is.
And like his little clothes and his little sickles.
Yeah.
Like everything.
The way he just like runs, the way he carries himself.
It's so attractive. Men take notes.
Yeah.
Why don't you look like this yet?
Just be a wolf. Do it.
Just be a wolf. Incels? Here's a tip.
If you want to lay pipe, this is how you do it. Just become Death. Become Death. Not from The Sims, but from Puss in Boots.
Specifically one that looks like a wolf.
Yes. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, is it only gay men that like Death? I don't know. I haven't seen it in many straight spaces.
I've seen a lot of straight women say that they like Death.
Good.
I haven't seen straight men say that they like Death sexually, but I have seen them agree that he is a good character and a good design. And I think that's them subtly saying he's hot, but they don't want to admit it.
They would
their
bone him.
Masculinity's too fragile. What?
And that they would bone him.
Yeah.
Okay, now, but most important question, top or bottom?
Death?
Yeah, and you have to choose. You cannot say switch.
I don't think he is a switch. I think he's definitely a top.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think he's 100% a top.
I don't know how that's a debate. Are people drawing him as a bottom?
I think I've seen him as a bottom a couple times.
I've only ever seen him as a top, and I like everything about his personality screams top. You know?
True.
Like he carries himself with such authority in a way that, like, even if you are normally a dom breaker, he's a dom you can't break. You know, he will always take control.
I do want to mention that dom breaking can be a little bad.
It can be bad in certain situations.
We're going on a very, like, what am I trying to say? Like a very, like, don't assume bad out of it. Yeah. I don't know. Like
there's definitely a lot of association with like dom breaking and non-consensual play. And yeah. I'm not in a non-consensual play, but I do like characters or people who portray themselves as dominant but do still enjoy being dominated.
Yes. That is
I don't think Death is one of those. I think he does not enjoy being dominated.
No.
I think, for instance,
I bet, like, if you, like, you know, if he'd whistle in my ear as he comes in me.
Trace, what the
fuck? That's the goal.
You're right. You're right, too. I can't even be mad at that.
I hope my mom never watches this episode.
Oh my god, this is... I'm gonna have to put a warning in front of this episode in the edit, aren't I?
We get really nasty.
Only adults only for this episode.
We get really nasty in this episode.
Yeah.
I do want to take just a couple seconds to talk about the people we didn't talk about that I'm surprised didn't show up.
Who do you think would show up here? Who are your honorable mentions?
We didn't talk about Shiro, which would be in my list.
I'm gonna have to look it up.
Shiro from BNA.
Oh, okay. I don't know this name. I just know the character. Like, I've seen the design.
He's a scruggly little wolf man.
Yeah.
He's not always scruggly, by the way. Like, he has, like, actual hot frames in that anime.
I like his detective, like, jacket. He looks like... I don't know. He looks like he's from the 80s. If that makes sense.
It's really good. Yeah. And we didn't talk about Mr. Wolf from Bad Guys or any of the Bad Guys characters.
I don't think any of them are hot.
You know what? Based.
Yeah, I don't like any of the Bad Guys character designs. I think I understand Diana Foxworthy's design. Like, I see why people are attracted to her. And, like, I kind of get it, but not my type for real.
Like, the shark, somewhat, but I don't...
Just too goofy for me.
Yeah, I just don't know. And Mr. Wolf, he's too much like he's literally like a tube. He's just a tube.
He has no figure. He has no personality. No. I don't like him. I'm not a fan of Mr. Wolf.
Just not a fan.
I thought maybe, like, there's a little bit for Mr. Snake, but not much.
Like, some of the fan art of Mr. Wolf, I can get behind, but Mr. Wolf as an actual character, no. We also didn't talk about anyone from Beastars.
Let me remind myself of the character designs real quick. I haven't watched Beastars.
Legoshi.
Okay. Yeah.
Louis.
The deer guy from that is all right. I mean, I guess
he's all right.
I don't like
Legoshi is all right. I don't like to look at the high school students because it feels a little weird to look at them in a sexual light. I know the whole
high school student.
Yeah, most of the characters are high school students in that show.
Huh? I did not realize that. I thought they were all
all of them are 18.
Oh, okay.
Normal. Like they started out with them being 17 in the beginning of the show, so they were very much not adults, but they have now since become 18. But it still feels a little weird because they're still in high school, and I don't know. It feels a little weird to me. I know the entire show is like sexual in nature.
That's strange.
But it felt weird for me to personally sexualize these characters.
There's a lot of anime made that's basically just porn, isn't it?
But this isn't porn. Like this is talking about. I like Beastars. Beastars is actually one of my favorite animes, and not just because they're a bunch of animal people. Yeah, like I actually like the characterization of a lot of the characters, and I love a lot of the people that a lot of the characters are adorable, and I love them. I will say I can't remember his name. The panda bear.
Gohan.
Okay. Panda bear, hot like him.
Interesting.
He could crush me.
I had to pull up a picture, like a single screenshot from the manga because none of the web pages had like any good shots from the anime. I don't know why. But it has all the characters here and they're named, so that's good at least. Yeah, it's weird that we didn't talk about them, but you know what? This is the definitive list. You didn't talk about them because I guess you are talking about them now, and I don't watch a lot of anime. Like I have watched some. I think I've watched like 3 anime so far in my life. We also didn't talk about any Lion King characters. Yeah, you're right. Kofu's hot. He is. Kofu is hot. Yeah, you're right. Mufasa is hot. I didn't really like the Mufasa. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's just because he's older. But I like Scar. I like old men. Scar's hot too. Fair enough. Yeah, I understand your appeal of Kovu. I don't understand the Mufasa. A lot of people like Mufasa. It's not really my thing. Yeah. Not a lot I get. Not a lot. We also didn't talk about Zero Aura. That makes that happen. Zerora. Zero Aura. Zero Aura. I don't. Zero Aura. It's the Pokemon Zero Aura. Oh, okay. The Zapcat. Yes. Yes. I've never heard it Zero Aura. I've heard Zero. I'm saying Zero Aura. Zero Aura. Okay. Yeah. Not Zero Aura. Zero Aura. Zero Aura. Yeah. Yes. For some reason, I kept hearing you say Zero for some reason. I'm like, who the fuck is that? Okay. That's hot. Zero Aura. And then there's also a lot of furry characters from Dragon Ball Z that are hot. That makes sense. Yeah, that doesn't. Dragon Ball Z and Super has a lot of furry characters that are hot, but we chose Beerus because Beerus is the top one. You chose Beerus. I understand that. So now that we've both discussed our top 5 and the honorable mentions, I'm surprised we didn't have more overlap in our top 5. Honestly, I thought I didn't. I knew we weren't going. I thought Tai Lung was going to be there on yours. No. I knew we would have Death in common. I knew that one would be there. So we can confidently put Death at number 1. Yes. So how do we want to like actually put this list then? Because I'm typing it up right now. We have Death as number 1. Who do we think is number 2 from our list? Kaiman. You think I honestly, yeah, I agree. After having seen Kaiman, yeah. Number 3. So my number 2 was Gudra, but I don't know. I don't think that's definitive. I think we have to push Gudra. I know how much you love Gudra's a personal thing. Yeah. So I'm going to compare Cass to Beerus in your case, because you got Beerus. Go ahead and put Cass at number 3. I think that's a good choice. And Beerus at number 4 then, or? I think Beerus would be a good number 4. Okay. If you like Beerus enough, I think that's good. I like his design. I haven't seen Dragon Ball Super, but just looking at his design in like all these screenshots and stuff, and what you described to me from his personality, like I it's think really good. I really like. He Beerus. Would be a fun like pet bottom. But he would be greedy with it. We can't get rid of that. He would. He would be like when you like have. Okay, this may be too personal. A pet play partner that like is like all up in your junk like all the time. Like that's what I imagine Beerus to be like. I get it. But like in a dominant way, like in a domineering way. I fully understand where you're going. Okay. We are not dissimilar on this. I feel that. Okay. So number 5. Right now we have Death, Kaiman, Cass, and Beerus. I have, for my top 5, I have Tai Lung and Rogue, and I think you had Sajin and who else did you have in your list?
No, I just have Komomora. Sajin Komomora.
Sorry, I'm looking at the tab. Sajin is the first name. I forgot we got all yours on there.
I think we can put Rogue the Bat.
You like Rogue the Bat more than Komomora? Because I'm not gonna lie, I think Komomora is above Rogue.
All right, then we'll put Komomora above Rogue. I'm fine with that. I was just trying to give you some leeway.
No, we're supposed to be coming together on this. We are together deciding the ultimate top 10 hottest furry characters.
So then I think Rogue and Gudra can now go in there. That's perfectly fine.
Rogue, I'm gonna put. Who do you like more, Rogue or Gudra?
I think Rogue is more universally seen as attractive than Gudra is.
I agree. Now, in terms of universality, do you think any Pokemon are more loved in the furry space than Gudra?
Many.
I wasn't going to bring up Lucario.
Yeah. Lucario, Incineroar,
Charizard.
Zoroark, Charizard.
Yeah. Which of them belong on this list? Because I think we should only put one Pokemon on here. And while Gudra's my personal number 2, I don't think that is universal. We
gotta put Lucario then.
We gotta put Lucario?
Lucario.
Not even
Zoroark, in my opinion,
or Zeraora?
No, I think
or even Charizard?
Lucario is the hardest. Lucario is the hottest Pokemon.
Yeah. I disagree, but I understand that's the consensus among most of the community. Decad has helped with that.
I mean, it sucks that we don't have a Digimon on here.
But do you want to put a Digimon on here?
Neither of us put it in our top 5. I don't think it deserves it.
We're pulling from honorable mentions at this point anyway.
So I think... Wait, where are we at? What do we have now?
We're at number 8, so we have 8, 9, and 10 left to fill. We have Death, Kaiman, Cass, Beerus, Komamura, Rogue, and Lucario. That is our top 7 so far.
Put in Bancha-Leomon.
I'm gonna have
as my honorable mention.
That.
Bancha-Leomon.
Okay.
Banch.
I typed in what I thought, and it had no fucking clue. And I Banch.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it's Bancho. And then Leo. L-E-O.
Leo and then Mon. Okay. Bancho Leomon. Let me type that into Google to make sure we're right here. Boom. Bancho Leomon. Yes. Okay. That is how it's spelled. Yeah. He looks like a JoJo character.
He does look like a JoJo character.
He looks a lot like a JoJo character.
Also, look how... I'm not into feet.
I was
for the feet viewers, man's got feet.
Man has paws for days. Yeah, I feel that. I think I agree with that being number 8.
Yeah, I would say Bancha-Leomon is probably... It had to have been in my top 10. It's in my top 10 for sure.
You've seen QB though.
Put that fucking twink in there too, right?
Where do we put QB? Do we put
QB right after Bancha-Leomon? After,
okay. Gotcha. I wasn't sure if I think for me QB's above Bancha-Leomon, but fair enough. We're trying to agree here. And then number 10. Who do we want as number 10? I still have in my honorable mentions the Beast, Zoroark, Bowser.
Let's put Bowser on there.
I'll put Bowser on there. Fair enough.
Just to appease his stands. And I mean, you and I both think Bowser's hot, so it's all right.
We agree. Yeah, Bowser's pretty hot. Do you prefer the old Bowser or the new Bowser?
I think they both have.
Go ahead.
They both have goods and bads. I mean, it doesn't appear much on my list, but I do like monstrous designs. I do think they're hot. But,
fair.
Yeah, I mean the newer like Daddy Bowser, like in the fun.
Daddy is
way.
In a father way. Yeah, I get it.
I also like him.
Yeah,
but
I'm glad you agree. So that's our top 10 list.
Home.
We are putting that out there somewhere. Number 10, we got Bowser. Number 9, QB, or however it's pronounced, because again, neither of us watched the show or played the game. Number 8, Bancha-Leomon. Number 7, Lucario. Number 6 is Rogue the Bat from Sonic the Hedgehog. 5, Komamura. Komamura. There's a U.
Komamura.
Okay. Number 4 is Beerus. Number 3 is Cass. Number 2 is Kaiman, because goddamn, we love that Vulgator. And number 1, we got Death. Hell yeah.
I just want to put it out there. I'm not into 4 in most situations. But Kaiman, I would let him lick my face.
He would give you very sloppy, messy slurps.
Gross. I hate those words. Those words are not attractive to me at all.
And that's why he's only number 2 behind Death. What was your number 1 again? No, your number 1 was Bandit. Should we put Bandit on this list?
Oh my fucking god, we forgot Bandit Healer!
Fuck. I think we replace Bancho Leomon with Bandit. I think we gotta kick someone out. It's either Bancho Leomon or Bowser. And I don't know if I can have a JoJo character on this list. Like, I know Bancho Leomon's not from JoJo, but he looks like a JoJo character. Right? Right?
Fine. Fucking kick Bancho Leomon off. Put Bandit Healer on there.
Okay, where do we think he is then? Death is number 1. Kaiman's number 2.
Yep.
Do we want to put... Okay, Cass 3. Beerus 4. Komamura 5.
I think we can put... Are you comfortable with putting Bandit Healer...
He's above Komamura?
Well, are you comfortable with putting Bandit above Cass?
Yeah, actually, I think so.
Okay.
Bandit Healer. Excellent. All right, that's our list then.
Rip Bancho Leomon.
I'm sorry. I like his design. I don't think he's sexy at all.
Oh man.
I think he's got paws. I think he definitely appeals to the feet people.
There's people out there who are rioting.
Maybe
Honorable
we just
mention
take Bowser
Bancho
off and
Leomon.
put him at the bottom.
Oh, but man, do we want to have the hot take of the century and say that Bowser isn't in the top 10 best furries of...
Yes.
Their controversy.
I think
Bancho Leomon, someone who didn't even make it into either of our top 5s, has made it.
This is how this shit works. We just kind of
Bancho Leomon
figure something out.
is the hottest Digimon, all right?
Okay, fair.
There are other hot Digimons.
A lot of people are going to complain about Renamon not being on here. I'm like, I don't think Renamon deserves to be on here, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I'm actually not the biggest fan of Renamon.
Yeah.
I mean, as a design, cool. As sexy? Yeah. No, Bancho Leomon all the way. All right. Anyway, I'm going to go grab a towel and watch Death. Not Death. Sorry, the movie is now called Death. I'm going to grab a towel and watch Puss in Boots one more time before I go to bed. God damn. Fair enough. Yeah, I would do that, but I have to work tonight. So I guess I'll just play Breath of the Wild or something later. I don't know. I'm going to have to look up that. I'm going to download episodes of that fucking Kaiman anime. It's so good. You said
it was Dorohedoro. I'm not going to remember that. I'm just going to add it to my list. That's just how it's going to work. I have it pulled up and I'm going to just click the add list button. All right.
Well, all right. So everyone in the comments, please tell us who your favorite top 5 furries in pop culture are. We would love to hear them.
Tell us where we went wrong. Tell us what you disagree with on our top 10 list, because this is...
And for all the howdy thotties out there, who do you want to most be railed by that's on our list?
Or who do you want to most rail? You know?
No, I specifically want to hear from the bottoms.
You only want to hear from the bottoms.
You know what? Bottoms rights in this podcast. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a hoot.
Yeah, it has been. Oh my god. I'm definitely gonna have to put a warning at the top of this episode.
I'm gonna go. I don't know. I guess it's time to go and look at the internet. Wink, wink.
I'm gonna go calm down. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye.